Now, the pathways, the Cup and Flag, it's their first week this week. So there's plenty of interest in all the teams. But just before I start talking about those teams, I just want to give a shout out to all the Pathways players, families and friends that I've been speaking to over the last couple of months. I've spent a bit of time there while the top 30 were doing their pre-season because there was no media invites to the top 30. So I went there a couple of times, but I've been focusing on working on the pathway. So thanks to all those. Thanks to all the team that's been helping me out. Oscar, Milo, and Manny. We've got Caroline now taking photos. So I've got a great team that's supporting me here on Bunnies TV. And also thanks to the juniors group of clubs. And you're watching this on our George's camera. Now, New South Wales Cup. Snoopy Wayne Collins has picked a solid lineup. And it's very interesting. There's some talent right through the ranks there. Fullback Bailey Bentley Harpe has been spending time with the top 30. He's got plenty of talent. Henry O'Kane is back again this year, and he comes off the bench. Dane Towns and Carson Cahill have been impressing me in the trials. Both of them have been at the club for a number of years now, both talented, and they're in this cup side now because they are both guns, absolute guns. Nicholas Quinn and Ashton Ward are in the halves. So Ashton Ward, you might have seen him. He impressed in the Charity Shield as well. He pulled off a tackle and everyone went, who's this kid? He's talented. He's Ashton Ward. So look for him to lead this New South Wales Cup team around. He's a former Dragons junior, a gun in that system. And, yeah, Ashton Ward's one to watch. Also, look out for back rower Nazareth Tua. He can play as well. And there's a couple of Bunnies TV favourites off the bench. TJ Toivo and Big Billy Secretus. Shout out to Dad Angelo there. Billy's played first grade for the Bulldogs, so it's a solid side and going to be very interesting to see how they go. Okay, so we'll just go through the New South Wales Cup team before we move on. Fullback Bailey Bentley Harpe. On the wings, Dane Towns and Max Lehman. In the centres, Talanoa Penatani and Carson Cahill. Talanoa, he played in the Charity Shield. He is the brother of Tiana and Tash Penatani, the NRLW players. In the halves, I mentioned there, Nicholas Quinn and Ashton Ward. Front row, Celesi Atata and Tayson Fakaosi. Apologies if I get any of these names wrong. I've been working with a few of the boys. They've given me the heads up. Hooker is Ryan Gray. Second row is Nazareth Tua and Tommy Fletcher. And lock is Matty French. On the bench, Daniel O'Donnell, Henry O'Kane, like I mentioned, TJ Toive, Billy Secretus. 18th man is Kalen Miller. 19th is Bear Williams. The New South Wales Cup is on at Four Pines Park, also known as Brookie, the old Brookvale Oval. Saturday, the 8th of March at 5:15 p.m. Now, the Jersey Flag, another interesting game coming up. And you'll see there Benny Geary. I had a chat to him at training. He had a shoulder injury and he wasn't playing in any of the trials, but he's back. And both him and Billy Sprague are Port Macquarie boys that have come down and they're both stars. Let me tell you, Billy Sprague was killing them in the trials, scoring tries, setting them up. And I'm really looking forward to seeing young Benny get out there and do what he does best and play rugby league. Miles Minto was in the side. He's the son of former Rabbitoh Johnny Minto. And also Brent Hawkins, the brother of Footy Dean, has been outstanding in the trials at halfback. Also, we've got Yahya Ayash. And I had a bit of a chat to him. I called one of the tries he was involved in. He's at lock. And Queensland recruit Riley Frame will play hooker. And I've also had a couple of chats to Riley and plenty of raps on him. He can play. So look out for him in this Jersey Flag game against the Seagulls. Botany Rams Jr. Bailey Smith will come off the bench. Shout out to you, Bailey, and the family. The Jersey Flag lineup to take on the Seagulls, also out there at Four Pines Park, is Billy Sprague at fullback. On the wings, Miles Minto and Daniel Walker. Daniel Wright and Sam Graziani in the centres. Both been playing well. In the halves, Sam Taylor and Brent Hawkins. Front rowers, Mikhail Ibrahim and Matthias Heslin. Hooker is Riley Frame, like I said. Second rowers, Josh Alhazem and Ben Geary. And lock is Yahia Ayesh. On the bench, Bailey Smith, Wyatt Lorigan, Nathaniel Gallo, and Paulo De Sala. 18th man is Alex Finotti, and the coach is Scott Kenner. All right, let's move on to one of my favourite teams, the SG Ball. And they've been playing well. They had a huge win last Saturday, and they bounced back in style after they were defeated by the Eels. And I spoke to a few of the boys, and they said they took that loss personally, and they really bounced back in a big way on Saturday. And we got some good photos of the boys going berserk there. So this team's depth is being tested. They suffered a devastating loss when flying fullback Yasin Cusco suffered a syndesmosis injury that ruled him out for the rest of the SG Ball season. He's had surgery, and it was devastating because he's had a great season, one of their best players. But where one door closes, another one opens. Charlie Poynton moved from wing to fullback. He's played a lot of fullback. He prefers to play there. It presented an opportunity for Josh Ballard to come onto the wing. He'd been playing great in the trial, scored a hat-trick at Mascot Oval in one of the trials. And he told me in the chat I had with him after the game that the opportunity has presented itself and he's going to run with it with both hands, and run with it he has. He scored a great try on Saturday, dived underneath the posts, and he's a gun player, is our Josh Ballard. So the depth is covering the losses so far, but it's being tested a little bit further this week. Dane Jennings is out, and he's been on fire. The centre from the Terrigal Sharks, scoring tries, setting them up. Great footwork. He's out this week, and Charlie Mann comes in. They're playing the Bears on Saturday, and the Bears aren't going real well. So I think they're going to have another big win if you want to go out and watch them at Redfern. Harrison Rook drops out as well, and he's replaced by the very solid Daniel Lure at lock. Lockie Moses comes back in, and he's also a Lapa Junior, just like Harrison Rook. Tyler Slate and Levi Dowling are the 18th and 19th men, and Levi in particular played great in the 18s development game that we filmed on Bunnies TV on Saturday. He can run. The Engadine Express, Levi Dowling, is on the verge of making this team. It's a tough side to make. Like I said, there's a lot of depth, and there's some star players that are in the 18s that can't get a run in this 19s SG Ball because they are stacked with talent this year. But Levi just bide his time, and Tyler's been playing well also. SG Ball, round 6, Charlie Poynton at the back. On the wings, Jacob Fong and Joshua Ballard. And I didn't even mention Jake Fong before. He's playing some great footy as well. Lance Tovio and Charlie Mann in the centres. Now, the halves, Taj Alvarez and Matthew Humphries. These two are also Terrigal Sharks. And Taj Alvarez has been playing some good football. He has really lit up this SG Ball competition. And Matty Humphries as well. Well, Matty Humphries has spent some time with the top 30 Rabbitohs. Big raps on him, kicks goals. And what I like about Matt Humphries is he likes to take the line on. And a running half is a good half. But Taj as well, he's not afraid to run the ball either. He'll take off from dummy half, take the line on at will. This forward pack's been playing well also. Maddox Fui, Johannes Logan, and Cody Hill up front, all been playing some class footy. Johannes scored a great try on the weekend. You might have seen that on Bunnies TV. Backed up Taj Alvarez when he went straight through, and good support play. Arm went up in the air. I really enjoyed that one. I was right there in front of it too when he dived over, and his teammates loved it, and I loved it too. Kayla Samuel made a great return against the Eels, and since he's been back, he's been rock solid. And Kaya Matthews has really made an impact on this team. Kairangi from Tauranga, he has come over here, and his family's proud of him. I've spoken to a few of the family members, and he's a good young fella too. Always comes up and says hello. He's given me his time for a chat, photos, whatever we need. But he's going well, and hopefully that continues for the rest of the season. Dan Lure at lock. On the bench, Tylen Berryman, Elijah Keong, Devontae Vatua, Lockie Moses, And then on the bench, like I said before, Tyler Slate and Levi Dowling. Okay, let's have a look at the Harold Matts team. And they had a terrible loss against the Seagulls on Saturday. The less said about that, the better. But there is some quality in this team. Peyton Tutto at 5'8". Lock and captain, Keone and Attilia Chusis. Zane Hill at hooker. The list goes on. Darcy Feldham at the back. And they've got a new recruit now, Diesel Gilotta, who've come down from Queensland. He's only 15 years old, but plenty of raps on him, and he's going to start at centre this week. Let's have a look at the lineup. Fullback Darcy Feldham. On the wings, Kai O'Brien and Robert Sims. Centres Diesel Gilotta and Clayton Magoon. 5'8", Peyton Tutto, and Jimmy Davies is the halfback. Front rowers Benjamin Cabry and Anthony Maelangi have been playing some great footy. Hooker is Zane Hill. Second rowers Taj Ofai-Farani and Sawani Nafahu. Lock, like I said, is Keone and Attilia Chusis. Now the bench. Charlie Baitup. This Sharks recruit has come to the club this year and he's been making an impact. He scored 3 tries in the last 2 games. He is a New South Wales CHS star, schoolboy star, and like I said, a Cronulla junior. Look out for him off the bench. Ziggy Lester. We've got Jarzel Lakenny, the big fella. Look for him to come on and wreak havoc on Saturday against the Bears. And Malachi Schwarzer-Ione, I think that's how you say it, mate. I spoke to him last week and he had a head knock, so he's back as well. And he's only 16 and he's a star in that 16s team, so look for him off the bench as well. So a powerful bench, and look out the Bears on Saturday because the Harold Matts are coming for you. On the extended bench, we've got Jaden Rook, Conalise Kane, Dennis Taukafa and Hudson Warrens. Round 6, Harold Matts, Rabbitohs v Bears, Saturday the 8th of March, 10:30 a.m. at Redfern Oval. Okay, let's move on to the Tasha Gale and Lisa Fiola teams. They both had heavy losses last week, and it doesn't get any easier when they've got the Bulldogs on Saturday. In the Tasha Gale, Ava Lavender moves to fullback. Abby Ritchie swaps back to the second row. Tiana Williams replaces her in the centres. Phoenix Williams returns on the wing. Shaylee Haynes goes to 5'8". Kalani Manu back to lock. Phoenix Apanis returns at hooker. Now, Jess Borg comes into the side. I've had a chat to her out at Mascot Oval not long ago, so welcome back to you, Jess. And Maddie Russell was named to play last week, but she was a late withdrawal, and this week she's been named on the extended bench. And I did have a chat to her at Redfern Oval last week as well, so hopefully she gets back out there soon. Let's have a look at the Tasha Gale team. Fullback is Ava Lavender. On the wings, Phoenix Williams and Olivia Jarrett. The centres are Tiana Williams and April Chappell. The halves is Shaylee Haynes and Kiara McGregor. Front rowers, Mequin Logan and Saneva Kinney Samula. Phoenix Apantis, like I said, is hooker. Second rowers, Emily Butler and Abby Ritchie. And the lock is Kailani Manu. On the bench, Kenzie Schultz, Jess Borg, Naya Telesia Takino, and Lulu Topola. 18th jersey is Larate Fa'oso. 19 is Maddie Russell. And 20 is Te Koa Tarito. Good luck, girls. It's a tough one against the Doggies. All right, Lisa Fiola Cup. A shout out to Maddie Clark for collaborating on a reel that we created during the week. Come out rather well. Thank you for that and for sharing that on your page. Markayla Talanoa returns at centre. Eels Junior, Sarah Farka moves to lock. Natasha Dillon replaces her on the wing. Alexis Gordon and Mihana Ward swap positions in the halves. Claudia Nan moves to second row. And Cara star Peyton Bryan drops back to the bench. Mia Elliott could be back. She's been named on the extended bench. And she had a shoulder injury a couple of weeks ago. And it'd be good to see her back because she's one of the better players in this team. They really need her in the middle. Shout out to Dad, Dougie Elliott, the Terrigal Sharks president, and he loves the Rabbitohs, and he's got 2 kids in this pathway system, Mia and also Zach, who's playing in the 16s. They've got a game on too this weekend, the 16s playing at Redfern Oval. Unfortunately, I won't be there to film it this time around, but look out for young Zach Elliott to carve him up. He's a talented youngster, a rep basketballer as well. And Dougie Elliott is another example of people I've been getting to know in the Pathways program, and I've been loving it. Making new friends, meeting some of the players, meeting their families, and putting them on Bunnies TV. Thanks to everyone that's been helping me out. It's been great. Lisa Fiola, round 6. We'll go through the team. Billy Duggan at fullback. On the wings, Lani Anderson and Natasha Dillon. Centers are Markela Talanoa and Lorraine Tilaga. Alexis Gordon and Mahana Ward in the halves. Malaya Elikana and Victoria Loleni in the front row. Remy Roper at hooker. Aaliyah McGuinness and Claudia Nahn in the second row. And Sarah Farker at lock. Interchanges, Ariana Torito, Peyton Bryan, Maddie Clark and Violet Maliba. Mia Elliott is 18th. Should I say girl? 18th girl. And if she's fit, I think she could be some chance of coming into this side. I don't know who's going to drop out, but if she's fit, I think she probably will play. All right, you're watching this on our Georges camera, like I said. Head to georges.com.au. The juniors have got Rabbitohs trivia coming up in March. They've got 3 nights of Rabbitohs trivia, and also in March at the juniors group of clubs. It's 50% off drinks from 5 to 7 every night of March. So you can go up there, have a few cheap drinks, play a bit of Rabbitohs trivia. You never know who you might see up there. All right, I'll let you go. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like and share Bunnies TV. Thanks for watching, and let's go Rabbitohs. Up the mighty Rabbits. See you later.